If I was a simple man who'd be still walking in bed, if I suddenly went blind, would you still look in my eyes? If I was a simple man.
The time has come for a new wave of eclectic flow. Catch me now, citing a cipher for all my regulars. Street steady, watch me, even cops gotta cop me. Geeks call me cocky while Pharisees try to rock me. Demons try to block me, but none of y'all can stop me. God steady got me with his own blood, how he bought me. Dudes moving lofty, caught up in the rift, cause the high on which they fly is more creeper than the grip. More's deeper than the fifth, cause their plan is to convert. So tragically how I plant them seeds, cause I know they love the dirt. So magically how I plant them seeds and a lesson through the verse. Cause my music's like the healing, that the bassline soothe your hurt. It's more than just a feeling, let the rhythm lead to birth. Like how dust returns to dust when we return back to the earth. Cause we all must die to rise again, of this I have been certain.
If I was a simple man who'd be still walking in bed, if I suddenly went blind, would you still look in my eyes? If I was a simple man.
The game changes the words, they all regurgitate. Picturing the time inside their mind when it was more than fake. But I've never seen that, so I don't believe it. Dudes express their feelings to a statement they conceive with. Mind sublime to healing, hope you get the joint. Don't get caught up in the foreplay of the streets and miss the point. Always chasing after paper that's receding in your mind. By the time you catch that paper, you've forgotten what you're lying. Forgotten all you're dreaming, darkened by the grime. Living now deceiving, need a healing in the spine. Can't stand before a ruler, can't stand up for your fam. Castrated by your lusting and revisions of the plan. It's not hard to see what a master say, the reckless must be damned. In the streets you see the hunger of a people starved by famine. That's why I came to feed them, I know who I am.
If I was a simple man who'd be still walking in bed, if I suddenly went blind, would you still look in my eyes? If I was a
I hope from the deepest core of who I used to be that you be born again. Tracking out the verses to a plea. I know it's quite a change, especially coming here for me with all the history of what we both embarked on. Though I be just a vessel of his mercy, though he calculated deep the specifics of this change with perfect timing of the sea. For the ebb and flow of tides will seem to happen naturally, but there's a science to the movements that guides behind the scenes. The change is really coming, nothing remains the same. Only dead things stop from growing, so we must embrace the change. Resisting ain't an option unless we are deranged. Estranged from solid teaching, Satan keeping us in pain. What we used to call high living, now I'm seeing through the act of base. I'm truly rising, the paradox of fact. Now I'm thriving, not just lying, and my crew does have my back. It's the people speaking truth to me, accepting where I'm at. Not saying that it's easy, but Jesus holds me up. I could testify these travels are the roughest in the cut. It separates the real men from those whose needs are buck. It's why we're giving armor like a warrior of God. The streets were only training, I hope you don't remain, cause a soldier presses forward in the face of each terrain. Our Lord provides a solvent to wash away our stains, for victory in battle doesn't come without the slain. Let me check you for a moment and I'll give it to you plain, cause these facts are verifiable, this isn't just a game. There's a God who does restore, who can rid us of the shame the enemy relies upon to keep us just the same. His strategies are weakening, I'm learning how to fight. God's yoke is very easy and these burdens now are light. The trappings of my fallen ways are shifting to the right, as I learn to walk by faith regardless what's inside my sight. Nothing remains, nothing remains. How I'm praying to the spirit just to kill my carnal ways. Nothing remains, nothing remains. I gotta fight for an eternity with all my fellow slaves. Nothing remains, nothing remains. How I'm praying to the spirit just to kill my carnal ways. Nothing remains, nothing remains. Can't believe you think I leave without first showing you the way. I seen the path was hard to find. At last the Son of God came down from the heaven and so attacked these religious institutions we fail to understand. Will never bring us closer to the heavens or our dad. Instead the wrath incurred upon his back through the lashes or the stab with the spear were meant to narrate the great weight our sins deserve was paid. Wait, there's no debate, that's why the spirit's on the take. Our lives and fate are now covered through the high stakes of having the sun nailed with great pain. Though the enemy reigned, proclaimed in 3 days, the king slain was risen and his title now retained. Forever main, that's eternally sustained. The Lord of all glory, his authority reclaimed. From that until that day, sin reigned never again. Now the Spirit gives life to all who call upon his name. Nothing remains, nothing remains. The enemy's alive, trying to drown you in your shame. Nothing remains, nothing remains. The truth, what God has done is our defense against the pain. Everything changed, everything changed. His death upon the cross is now a victory and payment. Nothing remains, nothing remains. Don't ever let that coward try to keep you just the same.
Yeah. Let's get it.
If I ever get gassed up, light me a flame. If I ever get mashed up, write me a prayer. If I ever get trashed up, fight me with care. If I ever get lost, please find me a way. If I ever get gassed up, light me a flame. If I ever get mashed up, write me a prayer. If I ever get trashed up, fight me with care. If I ever get lost, please find me a way. First frontin', if dudes on the block is saying something, let the talks be truth instead of daily head hunting. We don't help our own cause we don't think we need nothing. That's why we in a state of perpetual mean mugging. When the paint lines dry, we will have to see one day. Why we're not thinking just keeps us into the gunplay. That's how dudes in the stomach, control you as they pump it, and let you write tracks of how you kill each other one day. You a brainiac, in fact, and check your wordplay. Why do you say the same thing he said on a Thursday? Regurgitating lines with styles to say nothing. Mixed up in your mind, you're blind but still buzzing. Cause they don't understand anymore, just keep puffing. So you can live a lie and go home and be loving. And when you in the streets, get buffing, keep shoving, and watch your brother fall to the earth without blushing. If I ever get gassed up, light me a flame. If I ever get mashed up, write me a prayer. If I ever get trashed up, fight me with care. If I ever get lost, please find me a way. If I ever get gassed up, light me a flame. If I ever get mashed up, write me a prayer. If I ever get trashed up, fight me with care. If I ever get lost, please find me a way. First learn to holster your weapon. Tongue's too sharp for the streets without thinking. Dudes move far across the line when they're drinking. Spineless youths start to move with a death wish. We must learn new truths, the objective. Crews who do, though it's few, get respected. Include new dudes in your crew with perspective. When these youths who do move left, then correct them. To infuse new views is the new crew objective. Then we all rise up to the truth long neglected, and remove those dudes who refuse crew correction. Cause we all must rise or we'll fall disconnected. These new attitudes are for few, I suspected, but the new crew brew will exceed the expected. And we all can rise to our place, the elected, and you'll soon bear fruit for the new, now protected. If I ever get gassed up, light me a flame. If I ever get mashed up, write me a prayer. If I ever get trashed up, fight me with care. If I ever get lost, please find me a way. If I ever get gassed up, light me a flame. If I ever get mashed up, write me a prayer. If I ever get trashed up, fight me with care. If I ever get lost, please find me a way. If I ever get gassed up, light me a flame. If I ever get mashed up, write me a prayer. If I ever get trashed up, fight me with care. If I ever get lost, please find me a way. If I ever get gassed up, light me a flame. If I ever get mashed up, write me a prayer. If I ever get trashed up, fight me with care. If I ever get lost, please find me a way. I was just a young buck from the west side. I used to fear what was waiting on the next side. I used to contemplate of living out my best life. I never knew what God was into making men fly. So I would do the things that made me feel the best highs, and I would reach beyond my grasping just to get by. They used to tell me what they want, I had to guess why. But once I saw just what it was, I had to wait by. The life I'm living now, I hope to give my best try. Not for salvation, but to reach out to the next guy. I know that truth is kinda scarce up in the streets. I've been too familiar with them G's, I know the streets lie. But am I reaching if I get to see the sunrise inside your heart through just a glimpse or through the song cry? I know that heaven's on its way to bring the sun's light. So I'll be praying for the day we feel the sun's light.
Yeah. Check it. Let's get it.
I know these Joes would like to stab me in the back, cause these things they dream to say to me, they never get the chance. It's a prophecy, the prophets always get the crooked staff. Even Jesus was a king and there was Judas in the bag. It's nothing new, it's just the truth of what will happen when the light begins to shine and it exposes deeper habits than the roaches in the night who used to move like they were tenants, all get crushed under the weight of justice executing sentence. It's kinda cool when we were still in adolescence, trying to reign like we were kings over the things beyond our stretchings. It's a tragedy to see these older men without the lessons, still parading on the block like childish ways are in the essence. I'm not a fan of do I give my fallen ways the praise for being foolish, steady moving to decay. There's a way that leads to life and a way that makes you fade. The slaves can be the righteousness or slaves to the depraved. But in this world you could bank upon the fact that wherever truth is present there will also be a hack, cause a counterfeit of blessings tries to rob you of your bag, the things the Father bought for which you rightly own the tag. It's not a statement, it's a matter here of fact, cause the meaning of salvation extends beyond an act. It's prosperity and victory, deliverance and backed by the bloodline of eternity who gave for what we lacked. Now that's a reason to leave behind the crap, enticing and exciting, but it never fills the gap. Though you hate the repercussions, still you steady running back. Each week you still revisit it like running on the track. But yo, I get it, cause I also get attacked with attempting to believe that my needs are never seen. Sorta human to recede back in the ways of selfish greed. I mean, even a man without a need can still concede. Yo, that's a lesson straight from Adam and his Eve. No need to try refute it, I got all the proof I need. It's a tragedy of letting others teach what you could read. I see even the scriptures say the man was not deceived. But that don't mean that we should follow suit and bleed, cause the outcome of our choice was still producing us a seed. That's a chasm they can't manage, a spiritual reality. I'll be fighting to see the day my child will come to be. That's what these lyrics and this music mean to me. A plea from deep within that I've been dying to set free and see the people reach up to the point of jubilee. Agree with me in prayer and let me lead you to the tree. The book of life excites the verbs I write, so I'm spitting you a lyric that comes straight up from the spirit. And I'm praying when you hear it, yeah, and the child will sense the merit. I hope you hear it, I hope you hear it. Imagine 9 months in the womb, a new life in bloom. Never could anticipate this day would be coming soon. Like new tracks and tunes, except the song is you wrapped inside the flesh of a body destined for the tomb. How does that make you feel, knowing this thing is real? Everything inside of you surrenders to your baby feel. They couldn't grasp the deep, the things that make you weep, knowing that this life is in your hands if you would take the wheel. But then the years would pass, a graduated dad, time to let him go as you stand back and you regard the man. The now unfolding plan, destiny fends off chance, watching to behold what he becomes as you let go his hands. Don't let the serpent get ya, we almost faced the tempter. Cause anyone not tried by fire sure to fail the testing. This life has many lessons, we try to give our best, and one day we're called upon to rise above the darkest guessing. But from the farthest seat, though what you feel is deep, the price for freedom is the cost of what you closely keep. But his regard for sheep, I mean regard for me, was worth the losing of all things to prove his pardon. Speed, that's how the Father feels, just like you fathers be. When you consider what you do if that's your prodigy, nailed hanging on a tree, insulted by your peeps. Would you defend him or instead just tuck your tail and flee? I find a rage in me, a vengeful cageless beast. So I can't fathom what he's saying when his grace is free. But yet I've tasted and seen, that's why I praise and kneel. Cause only one who loves a sinner knows how fathers feel. And now a word for the runaways.
He's calling you high. He's calling you, calling you.
I got a word for the runaways.
He's calling you high. He's calling you, calling you.
And now a word for the runaways, the heavy hearts of the sons who have turned away. I know there's reasons of why that you stay away. But yo, your place don't change. From you a son always. Yo, I hail from the king's home. Got a message for the sons in a slight storm. Throw away all the pods that you dine on. This is the Prodigals track, for the brothers being pushed to the back, and all the sisters who were told that they lack. Hey yo, my God sees all. Send me running with a message in a bottle. Check my life and you can see I was the model. Now it's stakes all round. We had a fattened calf, I had to put him down. Come quick, celebrate. I got the fixins and pastors got the cake. Our father's waiting, he went to make a place. Put on your best clothes. If you don't got him, then my father sent the robe. Get your authority back. I got the ring for your hand from my dad. Jimmy shoes for your feet and a sandal. There's no price to return. The father's heart's now full from the turn. The full sentence of death was adjourned. Yo, the brother in the fields gon' burn. He heard the song and condemned what he learned. Can't believe that your dad wants you home. But blast the music and dance with delight. The whole crew beat the walls all night. In your rightful place, that's the Father's desire for your faith.
He's calling you, calling you.
In your rightful place, that's the Father's desire for your faith.